Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Bridle alongside Kevin Robinson. And Coach, back from Christmas holidays and everything, you guys have been back for a few meets, most recently down to Birmingham. And this Birmingham meet, anytime you go down there, I know South Alabama hosted this one, the Jaguar Invitational, but I know annually you like to get down to that indoor facility, the Crossplex in Birmingham, because the American, the conference championships are there, the NCAA championships are there. You like to get them a little test run, get them familiar with what they're going to be on.
Yeah, we have a lot of different facility opportunities during the indoor season. And our indoor championships for the conference is for the last 4 or 5 years, and the next 3 to 5 years is being hosted at the Crossplex with that 200-meter bank surface, which is something we don't get to see on a regular basis. So anytime we do have that championship on that kind of track, I want to make sure that I get my team, on a bank track, on that surface, so that they can feel the difference between running on a flat 3 or a flat 2 and, getting on that bank and learning how to use it and how not to fight it. And, it's a little bit different. So I don't want their first races on that track to be at our championship. I don't want them to go in not knowing what to expect and lack confidence. So that meet that we had this past weekend in Birmingham, it fulfilled that, that need that we had to go out and shake off some cobwebs and feel that bank and use that bank so that we can go into the championship with some confidence, knowing that we can handle it.
One of your athletes that knows how to use the bank in that track, Davon DeMoss, he improved on his 200-meter record already.
Yeah, Davon has he has put together a very, very good indoor season so far. He's broken both the school record in the 60 and the 200. It's the 4th meet of the year. I am really excited to see what he can do when he's fully peaked, and if we can keep him healthy and keep doing what we're doing, he's going to do very, very well. And we're lucky he's on our side, and he's not the only guy in that group. Emery ran a lifetime best in the 60 and the 2 as well, and he was 1/100th off of breaking the Israeli national record for the indoor 2. And Calvin Austin, his first 200 of the year, he came out and put down a really, really solid time. So that group right there is doing a really, really good job. So I'm excited to see how they progress and just hope that we can keep them healthy and working together and doing what they're doing now.
The veterans know what to expect down there. The newcomers adjust to the environment okay?
Yeah, it's a learning experience. For a lot of them, that was the first time they'd ever been on a track like that. So, we saw a few stumbles. We saw, a few people that didn't really know how to utilize the bank. But once you get on it and once you feel it, then it kind of clicks a little bit, and you're like, okay. And of course, it's up to us to make sure that they understand how to do it. But I feel like it served its purpose. We put up some good numbers. We had a good experience. Our men's team won overall. Our women's team was runner-up overall. So we didn't enter that meet to try to win the meet. It just so happens it fell that way. Regardless, the whole concept behind it was to prepare our team for that championship meet, and I feel like that was a success.
Yeah, it's just a nice perk to bring home first and second. That's
awesome.
It
doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Coach, you're going to go back to another place you're very familiar with. 3rd time you've been to Nashville up to Vanderbilt, and this meet, you're going to start to see a lot of teams gearing up toward their conference championships. You had told me before we recorded, could be one of the larger meets this weekend and one of the more competitive meets.
Yeah, this particular meet, the Music City Invitational, it's the largest and the most competitive meet that Vandy hosts during the indoor season. And they draw teams from the Big Ten and the SEC and the Big 12, and there are teams coming all over from the U.S., including some of our American Conference members, and it's going to be highly, highly competitive. And it's later in the season where the athletes are starting to get a little more sharp and a little more race ready and a little more competitive ready. I expect this meet to be incredibly challenging. I expect it to be incredibly competitive, and I just hope that we've put our team in a position to go into that meet not only being confident that they can compete and they belong there, but that they're physically and mentally ready to do it. And I feel like we're getting close. We're never where I want us to be, but at the same time, I feel like we've got a solid team and we're ready to go out try to battle with some of the big boys and see how we stack up.
It's probably going to be one of those meets, too, where everything in the middle of the season is, yeah, it's competition, but you're saying hello to people you may have run with in high school or a club or anything. But I guess it gets pretty quiet in the warm-up area now, people. You start to see the glares with the conference championships coming up.
Yeah, it's we all respect each other, and we all, wish the best for each other, and we want each other to be as successful as possible. But at the same time, we want to beat each other, So it's obviously it's very, very competitive, but at the same time, there's a level of respect and camaraderie that goes along with it. So, that's one of the great things about our sport is, it's incredibly competitive, but at the same time, there's a deep level of respect with the athletes and with the coaches just because of what we go through and what we know each other goes through. So, yeah, it's never personal, but it's always competitive, which is great.
All right, Coach, go get them up there this weekend.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's Kevin Robinson. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.